Solo Shots on the Sweet Spot is brought to you by Dothan Cosmetic Dentistry, Westside Auto Care, and Mustard Seed Landscaping. Welcome to Solo Shots on the Sweet Spot. I'm your host, Corey Bradley. At HA with three seniors, I got Brayden Eubanks, Gabe Glover, and Kadyn Mitchell. Guys, welcome to the Sweet Spot.
Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Hey, how y'all feeling, man? I know we're mid-January. We got, we're getting inching closer and closer to area tournament play, but we'll talk about the team a little later. But how are y'all feeling legs-wise and conditioning-wise at this stage and this juncture?
I still don't think I'm in basketball shape, really. I feel like I'm in football mode.
Yeah.
I think still trying to get our legs up underneath us. I'm a little tired, but it's not going to affect me.
Brayden, what about you, man? You had your injury, you had your situation with your collarbone, you're working your way back. How are you feeling as you're trying to get your basketball legs on you?
I'm getting there. It's kind of hard after not doing anything for like 8 weeks, but I feel like I'm getting back into it finally now.
Yeah. All right, so, first of all, whenever on the Sweet Spot, I got to ask you, what's your sweet spot moment? I've asked Kadyn, I've asked you, Gabe, I've asked you in football, but basketball is totally different. So, Kadyn, starting with you, tell me what's your sweet spot moment as an individual?
I don't even really know, honestly. I'm like a loner, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't really do much. I'm a stay-at-home body, so I don't really have a individual, sweet spot. But, basketball,
yeah,
I don't know. My sweet spot this season, at least, was when I got a steal against Carroll and threw a lob off the backboard of Gabe.
Yeah.
So.
That was at the Hoops Classic, right? Yeah. I've seen that video, man. We're going to stay individual for a second, then we'll dive into the team a little later. But, Gabe, what about you, man? As an individual, when you playing the game of basketball, what's your sweet spot moment?
Just anytime I dunk. that's probably my most fun thing about basketball, honestly.
Yeah.
Dunking, that's my sweet spot.
Ray, what about you? What's your sweet spot?
Transition three.
Transition three. Is that your money?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you have a certain spot on the court that you feel like is your sweet spot?
Probably the left wing.
The left wing. So you like the wing? You take the wing over a corner or top of the key?
Yeah, I don't like shooting from the corner for real.
Yeah. So you're not a corner specialist, exactly?
No.
All right, so when it comes to the team aspect, what's your sweet spot when it comes to the team? Not something that gets you going that your teammate does or something that you do for your teammate. I know, Kadyn, you kind of touched on a little bit throwing an alley-oop to Gabe or anybody like that, but what's your team sweet spot moment?
I think my team sweet spot moment is you score, you get a couple stops, and you score after every stop, and then you really get the bench into the game. You really get the crowd into the game. I think that's probably mine.
Yeah.
So
for me, it's really just when anybody makes a good defensive play. Defensive plays, they just change the momentum of the game, I feel like. Because if you're taking the ball from somebody, it's just going to demoralize them. And if we make defensive play after defensive play, I feel like that's just good for the team.
Yeah, as up. What about you, Bray?
I feel like when we start pressing and we start getting the other team flustered, getting a lot of steals, probably mine.
So everything is about, starts on team. Everything starts on defense. It starts on defense. We can transition that to offense, and we get a momentum running, and then all of a sudden you're down 4, now you up 9. You know what I'm saying? But it all starts on defensive end, and that's why, like in basketball, it's so critical. The transition is immediate. Football, you have your pick sixes, you have your scoop scores. Baseball, you got to get 3 outs before you can get any runs offensively. But in basketball, we can immediately take a block, take a steal, take a deflection, and go the other way and transition into 2 or 3 points. We talked about this being mid-January, and you guys are 10-4 at this juncture. Do you feel like the Raiders are hitting their stride, or do you think there's more meat left on the bone? That's a Mike Tomlin reference. I know you like Justin Fields, man, and I'm a Steelers guy. He talks about meat being left on the bone. There's more work to be done. Do you feel like the Raiders are hitting their stride, or we still got a ways to go?
I feel like we still got ways to go. We haven't really practiced. We started late and all that, but I think we still got things we can work on. But when we get there, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
Kind of going off what he said, we're like 9-10 games behind everybody else. So I just feel like we're not close to our peak, actually.
Yeah.
I feel like we got a lot more left on the ball.
What do you see, Bray?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Gabe. I feel like we got a lot left. feel like we're gonna start shooting a lot better as we kind of get more into basketball and just better defense, better conditioning.
Yeah. So speaking on conditioning, Gabe, I know you heard you mention about the Dothan Hoops Classic, how that stretch of games was real tough. Playing the Eufaula, the Carroll, Dale County, and then ultimately Dothan in the championship game where you guys finished runner-up. Talk about the conditioning that Coach Ron Watson goes through here in practice and how it helps you prepare for those type of long stretches when it comes to tournament time.
Well, I mean, in practice we do scrimmage a lot. I mean, we get up and down the court, we run a lot. I mean, we obviously have our conditioning like exercises we do, like versing fives, I mean, suicides, just anything like that. I mean, that helps, but if you're playing back-to-back days, especially in basketball with all like the change of direction and stuff, it's obviously going to take a toll.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
How did it affect you guys, Kadyn and Brayden? How did it affect you as far as that stretch of games as you're still trying to get your legs underneath you?
Yeah, it definitely affected me a lot. Going back to the Hoops Classic, after playing teams, after playing Carroll and Eufaula, Dale County was a good team, but they didn't apply too much pressure. Like Eufaula and Carroll were in your face immediately, and so we had to play those two games and then turn around the next day and do the same thing with Dothan.
Yeah.
So it definitely wears you down. And me, I think I came out the game maybe once or twice through the whole thing, and so it definitely like takes a toll on you. So my body, I feel like I'm getting better, but I mean it's still wearing me down a little bit.
Yeah. So, Brayden, when was your first game back as you rehab from your collarbone surgery and everything? When was your first game back with the Raider basketball team?
It was Daleville. I'm not really exactly sure what that was, but it was like maybe a week before the Hoops Classic.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Daleville.
Take us through your rehab process and some of the things you had to do, and give me a percentage level where you think you are currently.
Yeah. So I had to stay in the sling for about 5 weeks, and then once I got out the sling, I was focused on like movement, just being able to make sure I could move it, however I wanted to. And after that, I did a little bit of weights, but not too much because I didn't want to hurt it. And then as about now, I feel like I'm about 90%. Honestly, I mean, it only hurts really when it like contact, but other than that, it's good.
Gabe, how do you feel your adjustment has been to the basketball court with the Raiders after spending so many times with the Wicksburg Panthers? How do you feel you're trying to find your niche, trying to find your role? Do you feel like you've settled in, or are you still trying to make a way and knowing exactly where you need to be for this team?
I feel like this took a load off me because I don't have to score every time.
Yeah.
Like we have other scorers, and I feel like I found my way pretty good. I mean, you got to learn how to play team ball.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we've done a good job of that the whole year, ball movement. But I mean, I feel like overall though, especially I think football helped because I kind of got around some of the guys that are on the football team. They play basketball too, so I already kind of knew them. And just being around that much, I feel like that kind of made chemistry between us and just helped me carry over to the basketball court with it.
Yeah. Kadyn, this is a different team, completely different team as far as what you've played on before. Talk about this current team construction and how they're manufactured as far as, okay, this is different than what we've had in years past with like Rod Jackson and Cam Dyer. How do you feel like your game has changed as far as what this team needs this year?
In the past, I can rely on Cam and Rod a little more than I have to rely on some people now. And not taking anything away from anybody on the team, but not just scoring either. I found out early in the season, or after Providence, or just early throughout the season, that I might have to rebound a lot more not having Camden now.
Yeah.
Because Camden would go get everything. And then and Gabe, of course, is going to help score and everybody else if they hit shots. And but I think this year is just making me realize that I have to do more than what I have been in the past, not just scoring, but outside of scoring, like rebounding, playing better defense, and things like that.
So as we get ready to close out the month of January, heading into area play, you got Slocum, you got Wicksburg, you got Northside. You guys will play Rehoboth, Ashford, and Abbeville twice. Each one of you, as we get ready to close, take me through what you believe this team really needs to dive in and hone in and focus on heading into area tournament play. Where does this team need to continue to grow moving forward?
I feel like as a team, we need to grow on the defensive side of the ball and rebounding. Just, we get better at our rotations and switching, knowing when not to switch, and just being in the right spot at the right time. Our offense, I feel like our offense is fine where it's at, but our defense really needs work.
Yeah, I think going back to the defensive side, if we just communicate a little better and just play better defense and rebound better and box out, our offense is basically transition. Even when people score, we get the ball out and get it up the court. It's basically a transition situation. And so I think offensively we'll be fine. Defensively and rebounding and communicating, we just got to grow on. But that just comes with time. So I feel like by then we'll be fine.
Yeah. Brayden, what about you, man?
I feel like we need to work on dealing with pressure. We kind of got some of that in the hoops class, and I feel like that helped a lot. But dealing with like heavy ball pressure from teams like Carroll and stuff, and then also just kind of the rest of the team finding ways to score and help out.
Hey,
Kadyn and Gabe.
Y'all heard it here first. We got Brayden Eubanks, Gabe Glover, Kadyn Mitchell, 3 awesome seniors, not just in basketball, but in multiple sports, as we know. Finished state runner-up in football, and just two and three really good student athletes, as Gabe is new to the Raider family, but boy, he's joining a really good cast with Kadyn and Brayden, who have been here for years. And so, guys, I wish you guys the best moving forward, heading in the area tournament play, and just I wish y'all the best, and just keep playing together, keep that mindset of team and defense, and just buying into everything Coach Watson says, and playing for each other, man. I always say play hard, play with each other, and play for each other. Play hard, play with each other, and play for each other. Y'all keep that mindset, man, and great things coming your way, I promise.